Tu se oblegli sve.
Zapraszamy za poniedziałek, Нема 40 на 28
Okay, I think it's time for us to start. Well, first, let me thank you for being here, for supporting our Startup Evening event. Thank you for the startups who got interested in what we can offer to them. So we have 6 very promising startup companies who are going to pitch in front of the AUBG community. Well, how this whole event was created, first as an idea and then as a realization, let me tell just a very short bit of history. So we have started working on the topic of entrepreneurship 3 years ago, and there is a team behind this whole process, and this team is now consisting of Professor Milena Nikolova, who couldn't be on campus at that moment, and myself, and I'm so excited to be able to present this idea to you. So the idea is that we create a win-win opportunity for people who are trying to create something new outside of our community, and people who are here at AUBG and also are thinking in this direction and creating some novel, new ideas and probably go beyond the corporate soldier kind of model on which we have been so successful for very many years. So we have been here supported by Citibank, by Junior Achievement, and by Procter & Gamble Foundation. So all these people, we need to and because of this support and because of your energy and interest, we are able now to welcome the very exciting 6 startups who are here, and somebody who came all the way from Romania to join our effort, and he is Marius Ursace. Let me present Marius to you. Marius will be in charge of the first 15 minutes of our event. Afterwards, we'll give the 6 companies holding order 10 minutes to interact with you. We will have a formal presentation plus a Q&A part. So Jobio will start. So the guys are here. Jonathan players will follow, and they're over here. Hive, where are you? Oh, over here. Alvisa will be number 4. B is number 5. And Transmetrics will close. Okay, so you know how the whole organization will run. I will be controlling the time. So before we start, before Marius presents what many of you asked him to do tonight. Many of you met him yesterday night at Beta House in a way requested him to give this lecture to you. So you see Marius is following your desires. We have an announcement to make, and here is Ivan.
Hi everyone, my name is Ivan and I'm part of the Startup Club. So on behalf of the Startup Club, I would like to invite you all to our annual conference. It's going to be held on the 15th and 16th of March. So whoever is interested in the subject of entrepreneurship can attend. You can check our site and view the videos from last year, and from tomorrow you can buy tickets. So if you hurry up, you can get the early bird offer, and of course there is a discount for every student.
Thank you. And now we are looking for Marius, who got the status of a media star just recently with his incredible pitch at MIT 3 weeks ago. So he is going to share some ideas on how to give effective pitch to investors.
Yeah. Okay. No.
None, not yet? Okay.
So yesterday I was talking to people at Meta House, probably some of them over there, and they asked me about pitching and to tell you more of the secrets about pitching. And so that you know that I'm not just a random guy in the street. I won pitch competitions in Romania, in Turkey. I pitched at MIT. I pitched in front of investors from many countries, including VCs who invested in Twitter and Foursquare, and hopefully successfully. I will find out. And I want to give you some tips and tricks which I've learned, which I've practiced and proved to be efficient. First of all, I have to tell you I'm an introvert. And I think like a lot of you here, or especially if you're like creative people or tech people, you think of yourself as introvert people. And it's often very difficult for you to go in front of an audience and present, okay? Because what you like most is, you know, stay at home, stay at your office and do that great product. But when you get to pitching, it's really tough. And there's a story like the VC from Joy Capital told me. So there was at this point where they were seeing a lot of startups they had money to give. There's like these 3 geeks from Denmark coming. People eat glasses, you know, dirty jeans, lousy t-shirts. And they said, oh, hello, we have this product we want to show you. And they started the pitch deck, and the investors were here. They started, okay, and this is our product, this is our problem, and this is our financials. And of course, these guys like VCs, still out. 1 year later, they found that this company raised 20 million euros, and their name was TomTom. Who heard about TomTom? Yeah, it's one of the leading companies in GPS technology. So, this is a good thing and a bad thing, because if you're like the TomTom people, then basically what you're doing, you're playing your chances to be discovered. Okay, so you really need to go out there and pitch, especially if you believe in your idea. You have to go out and pitch as much as possible, because every time you pitch, even if you fail, you will learn new stuff. Now I'll show you some stuff that I've learned throughout my pitching career. And the best pitch is this. The best pitch is called show, don't tell. So if you have a product, if you have a demo, try to show it, okay? Because otherwise, it doesn't matter how much you talk about the problem, the solution, the financials, the everything. A lot of people won't get it. I mean, I had some people come and ask me for pitching advice just before this started, and they said, yeah, and we're doing this, and this is the problem that we have, and this is the market that we have, and this is the thing, and the thing. There was like, yeah, it's like a really nice and political pitch done, you know, as it should be, by focusing on the problem, not on the product. The problem, my problem was like, I didn't really understand what that company does. Okay. And, okay, there are some different ways to express your idea in a way that's easily understandable by other people. And one of them is a pitch format where you describe it like this. For these people, and you describe your customer, who have this problem, you describe the problem. Our product, which is called, you know, X, does this, and you describe exactly what it does to solve the problem. And this is the first phrase of the pitch. The second phrase is, unlike and you put the name of your top competitor or competitors. Our product does, and you describe what's different and relevant about the product. How many of you have heard about Tesla cars? Okay. For those who haven't heard, so for affluent people, people with money, who also want to be seen as people who are concerned about the environment and are passionate about sports cars, Tesla creates high-performance electric cars. Not like Ferrari, Chevrolet Corvette, Lamborghini. Tesla cars produce zero emissions. Okay? Is this clear? I think so. Another way of doing this is creating what's called your Twitter pitch. So trying to express the essence of your company in only one phrase that's 140 characters or even less. Okay. It's a very good exercise because if you can't tell that, you don't even need the kind of like elevator pitch was like 30 seconds because like the Twitter pitch can take like 5 or 10 seconds. And I will try to give the Twitter pitch for my startup, which I'll be telling some of you know about it. I'll be telling you more probably later. So my pitch would be each of us dies eventually, and we offer a way for you to stay at least virtually immortal. It doesn't tell like what the product is, what the market is, what the money is, you know, exactly what we do. But the whole point of a pitch is not to sell your product, is to get the other person interested in what you do. Another pitch is called the question pitch. And this is a very powerful one because you ask a question and the answer that people give is actually the pitch that you normally would put. I'll give you an example from Ronald Reagan's presidential campaign. He was running against Jimmy Carter. And in a TV debate, he asked one thing. Are you better off now than you were 40 years ago? And his speech was the answer that the majority gave, which was like, probably all the people who were watching me said, not really. Okay? But you have to make sure that this is true because Mitt Romney tried to play the same strategy when running against Obama. And he asked basically the same thing, are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And people would say, what people said was, well, pretty much the same, but yeah, I think a bit better. And the pitch I think helped me a lot to structure a lot of my idea is called the Pixar pitch. And it's the kind of pitch that creative people and directors at Pixar use to pitch their idea in front of producers to get money. And it has like a very strict template, which is once upon a time, you describe what happened once upon a time. Every day, and then here you describe the status quo. Okay, what happened every day? What's the status quo? How people solved that problem, currently, at that time. And then it's until one day, and you describe like what generates all these effects, which is basically one day our product, which is this, appear. Let's say because of this, and then you describe what are the direct consequences, how your product solves the problem. And then you follow on. Because of this, and you describe the long-term effects, the indirect effects of this. Until one day, and then you describe the ideal situation where your product really changed the world. Let me give an example. So, probably a lot of you have seen like Finding Nemo. And the story pitch went like this. Once upon a time there was like a fish called Martin and his son, Nemo. Every day, Nemo would wander around trying to explore, and his father warned not to go very far away because he might get lost. one day, Nemo went too far away and got lost. And he got caught by a fisherman who sold him to a dentist. Because of that, Marlin decided he would go and search for his son. Because of that, he has to do all sorts of stuff, interact with lots of animals who decided to help him, and eventually he got to save, to rescue Nemo. Until finally, father and son were reunited, and Nemo learned an important lesson about trusting the advice of his father. And people love stories. People don't love financials, lifetime customer value. People get inspired by stories. And I can tell you, like, the best thing, the best sign that you can get from an investor or from someone who you pitch in front of is to see him not ask you questions, but starting like writing the story together with you. I feel like my company, I was pitching it to an investor, this guy who was investing in Twitter, Akamai, and Foursquare, and the talk did not run like I was showing my slides and then waiting, fighting for the questions. It was like, I was saying, yeah, and look, this is like what we do and how we plan to approach it. I said, yeah, but you can also do this. And I said, yeah, and it's a good idea, we could do this. And then he started building the story and thinking together with me like what the future of the product would be. And when the person you're pitching to starts writing the story with you, you know that you've basically got the buy-in or you sold your idea to him. Okay? And one last advice, because 6 teams here will pitch. It's very important for you to know why you pitch. I mean, if you come here with an investor pitch deck and try to pitch to some students, do you think you will get the money? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Depends on how much you want. But the thing is, like, when you pitch, every time you pitch, you want to know what you want. You want money. You want an advisor. You want some relationships. You want an employee. You want some volunteers. You want, I don't know, something else. I hope this will be useful someday to you. Thank you. And good luck.
Thank you so much, Mario. So we are all ready to start our celebration of entrepreneurship. We are here for that. And we are going to start with Jovio. So guys,
hello everybody, my name is Vlado, I'm from Jovio, and I'm not going to actually pitch in front of you more than telling you a story, which is good. So, I'm starting with one question, and this question is why. This is my favorite question because you can use it every day in every situation for everything. For example, why I get up in the morning, why I'm here, why you are here, why I'm making a startup, why you want to make a startup, and so on and so on. And today I actually want to answer the question why I'm doing and I'm making a startup. And have I got a critical? Yes. That's a critical when you're making a pitch. It's actually to have the ability to switch your slides. So the question is why I'm doing a startup, and this is because it's awesome. It's awesome, and I can barely describe the feeling, but I'll try. So I'll start with, let's say, with my personal opinion, and it is that the startup is giving you a real freedom. I'm currently a student, and it's sometimes very hard to be a student, having exams and making a startup. But the feeling that I have every day is the thing why I get up early in the morning. And this is why I stay late at night, why I sometimes stay at office till 2, 3 a.m. and p.m. and so on. a.m. Sorry. And that feelings are what make your life actually an adventure. And having a startup is 24/7 adventure, because the situations that came to you are absolutely unpredictable. Sometimes it's really hard to even see from where it's coming, but it's awesome, as I already said. And I'm a little bit nervous, not because I'm presenting, but because it's the first time when I'm telling why I'm doing a startup, actually. Because I'm studying political sciences. I'm not studying business, I'm not studying anything connected with this. And it's strange sometimes, and I never explain it. And the reason is about the feeling. And the nervous that I feel right now is extremely good for me. And that kind of feelings are the things that make me do it. Another thing is experience. And being in a startup is like having the 10 jobs. I'll give you the example with me again. And I want to tell you that I'm doing, for example, graphic design, PR, communications, business modeling, creating MVPs, talking with customers, and so on and so on, every day. It's everyday thing. And I'm gaining so much experience that I will probably gain in 10 years in corporate work. And this is for 8 months. This is the lifetime of Jobio till now. And again, it's not for everybody. It's for people that love that feeling. One of our mentors said that a startup is a project being done in really uncertain situation. And that situation of uncertainty is so stressful sometimes that not everybody will actually is my favorite word in English, so don't be mad if I'm using it so much. And the last thing about making a startup is that you're creating your own world. Everything is in your hands. Your product, your customers, everything is actually based on you, and this is something that you can feel only when you start it, because in university everybody tells you should do this in order to happen this. In startup it's like, okay, I'll try to do this because I want to do this, but you're not sure what you're gonna do, but you're creating it, and every next step is your step. And here is Jobio. It's a startup based in Sofia. We're 3 co-founders, me, Gabi, and Vlado over there. We are in the area of HR recruitment, and our expertise is basically in this area, plus business, plus IT, and communications. Our job is finding diamonds. And why finding diamonds? Because we believe that here, in this room, there are diamonds that companies could not recognize. Because for them, you are a diploma, you are a CV, you are a photo, you are your experience in some company. We believe that you are a diamond, most probably not developed yet, but we want to give you the chance to prove it. And our product is an online platform when a job seeker is proving skills with professional tests and psychological tests and with the practical tasks. And in this order, with filtration, database, and things that I haven't got time to explain you because I'm out of time, is how the companies select you. And our main vision is that skills are more important than your background, your university, and so on. Because skills are actually the thing that helps you in business. And the J team, as I already said, business development, product development, and marketing and communication, we're looking forward to develop our platform and to do a great things for Bulgaria, for Europe, and for whole world, and help a lot of people to show that they are diamonds. Thank you very much.
We have 3 minutes to ask Vladi the questions that you'd like to ask for his company, his vision, and his team. So go ahead. Would you like to ask questions? Theodor?
What is the current stage of your project, and what are some of the key challenges other than academics that you face as a current student and a current entrepreneur?
The first thing, our stage now is we're developing MVPs. Most probably most of you. How many of you know what is MVP? Okay, it's in entrepreneurship, it's minimum viable product, the thing that you develop, not your true product, but the thing that helps you to verify the assumptions in your business model and so on. It's actually a crappy version or really minimal version of your product. So right now, because we really implemented the Lean Startup methodology in the past 3 months, so we're developing MVPs. We just started our first campaign with larger pool of users, and we're receiving feedback and verify the assumptions. For me personally, the challenges is when you're not so experienced and haven't got the expertise in some area, it's a challenge to do some things that you never faced before. But the startup is a place where you can develop those skills or gain the knowledge really faster than in another job. So I'm a student, but I can't say that this stops me so much. I believe that this is the years when you are crazy enough to think that you can change the world, and this is the right time to do these things.
Okay, time for one more question, if there is any. Another question? Yes, please.
I wonder what will be source of your revenue? It will be students and also your customers as home base, or just one?
Mostly from companies. Our main goal is to make money out of companies because they are required.
Please.
One more. Could you please speak about your competitors?
About our
Your
competitors?
competitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now there's a lot of competitors that are, let's say, partly competitors, because we can see even LinkedIn as a competitor. It's mad if we don't do it, but in our product exactly there are a lot of startups, not a one already existed big company. So there are several competitors that are doing things that we did, but not in this combination.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so now please welcome our second team. It's Join the Players.
Hello guys, my name is Anton. I'm from Join the Players. We're bringing the amateur sport experience to the next level. So, how many of you play some kind of sport? 50%, the other 50%. No. Okay, how many of you play football? How many of you play tennis? Okay, we'll take tennis now. Let's say that you play amateur tennis. You prepare yourself, you have a cool racket, you go to the tennis court, have a training session, you have fun, you enjoy it, you play probably with some friend of yours, and then after the game is finished, you go home, you take a shower, and then nothing happens. No follow-up, you can't see your game, you can't see a damn thing. So, imagine if you had like an incredible tool which was able to give you, after each amateur tennis game you play, an incredible video shot from several angles, maybe your best moments put in a highlight in slow motion, then some kind of statistics like how many forehand winners you had, how many aces you did, stuff like that. It would be great, wouldn't it? So now I'm going to tell you my story. I play football. I love it. I play football since I was like this big. At the beginning, I hit the ball with my knee because the ball was that big compared to just go like that. But I like it very much. I've inflicted all kinds of damage on my body. I broke my ankle, tear my ligaments, broke some ribs, but I continue to do it because I love it. And that is sport for us. We love doing sport because sport is passion, sport is emotions, sport is desire, it builds character, it gives you victories, it gives you a team play. It's something really, really good. So basically what I do, now I play in amateur football leagues. I wasn't able to turn pro, so I just go on to be an amateur. I play, I have a very good team, we get together, we play the game. After that, you know, when we lose, it's like a huge tragedy, we don't speak to each other, we just go home. But when we win, there's like good times, we get here, we stick together, we talk about the game, and after that, we go home, take a shower, and nothing at all. I put blood, sweat, and tears on this damn football field, and no one else in the world can see me doing that. Shit. And at some point, I decided I played over 1,000 games. I scored some incredible goals. We live in the 21st century where we live online. You know, I know most of my friends what they have for breakfast because they take a picture and and I put blood, sweat, and tears there, and no one can see me do this. What a tragedy for me. So we decided to build a product which is oriented to the amateur football players. We have 2 GoPro cameras which are attached on a football field. Then through a custom-made hardware, the highlights and the best moments are cut, and then they're uploaded in a web-based profile where you can watch it after the game. Basically, we're starting with video and highlights, so you can share and enjoy your best moments. You can discuss it with teammates, and you can analyze and improve your game constantly. So we have major challenges. As here my colleague from Jobio said, building a startup is a very tough thing. If someone tells you otherwise, he's lying for sure. So basically, we had major challenges. Before our first launch, because we have hardware, just before the launch, our hardware broke. We rebuilt it. Then, before the second launch, our software. Yeah, we rebuilt it again. Now, in 2 weeks, we're having the third launch. And 3 days ago, the local network on the football field broke. Now there's people rebuilding it. So basically, as he said, we are working 24/7. So those are the problems we can't handle. The problems that we can handle inside our team, that we can't handle, are the marketing part. So what we need and what we strongly believe is that some of you might show interest and join our project as a marketing person, so we can together finish our vision. This is to engage more people into playing sports and to give them a hell of an experience. Thank you very much.
We have time for questions, so please.
I had a question. You said that the hardware is taking the video of the highlights of the first ones of the game, and how the machine basically determines which one is the most worthy to highlight?
Yes, we have cameras, we have hardware. So basically the cameras are recording the video, then the hardware analyzes it and uploads it. So basically now we're working on a solution because we have like 95% automated highlights, which we can deliver only the goals from the football game. But now we're working on a it's basically a software solution where you can track the ball from the video and you can say when there is a goal and when there is a shot in front of the goal.
We have time for more questions. Please.
Do you have some examples of videos?
Yeah, we had, but we had problems with the presentation. So
Upload it somewhere? Upload it on YouTube, video?
Jointheplayers.com.
Okay, can you go there?
Yeah.
What are the challenges that you face? What are the marketing challenges that you face, and what are the skills that you're looking for in such a person that will be on board on the team?
Yeah, good question. For now, we're looking for in-depth market research of most of the European countries. Maybe we can start just with the big ones because Bulgaria is a small market, as you know, and we are building product which we want to scale worldwide. So we need to really gather in-depth analysis about all the countries. The second one is because our skill set doesn't include a very focused and skilled marketing person. So we need someone who has the passion for sports and who wants to develop in the marketing field. Yes, we have. There's a team from Romania. They're called iRewind, and they're building kind of a similar solution, but their focus is a little bit different, and also their business model as well.
Are they also looking to expand worldwide?
Yes.
We have one more question at the back.
All right. Don't you think your product is going to turn out to be very expensive?
Depends how you define expensive.
I mean, with those two GoPros and all the hardware that you need.
And this is just for the beginning. Probably we are going to scale down the cost later.
What's the price now?
It's confidential, I can't tell you.
Well, we have a lot of questions. Please, you go.
Do you think that a video made by GoPro cameras and edited by hardware is going to be comparable to somebody actually filming it and editing it by hand, or at least at some point in the future?
I believe for sure.
Please.
Can you please explain the process, how exactly does...
We didn't hear. Explain what?
Can you explain the process? For example, you have a request, you request it, and you go, you install the cameras, and it is a person from the company who installs the camera. How much in advance do you need the request, for example?
Basically, we're selling the system to the owners of football fields and organizers of amateur football leagues. So the cameras are staying there like forever. So basically, if you want a recording, you just tell the guy and he presses record and records the game, then uploads it.
Last question, please.
Do you think of going mobile, not only using online, but going mobile?
Yeah, for sure, but later. We're starting from web, but then we'll switch to mobile.
Okay, the very last, Dimitri.
What's the situation with all the amateur players that play in a sports hall? The percentage of people who play actually on the field is really small.
What do you mean by sports hall? You mean like indoor?
Yeah.
Yeah, the people who play outside are much more, but the solution works also for indoor. It doesn't matter. You can just attach the cameras wherever you want.
Okay, let's
One more
think.
question, sorry.
Oh, okay, you last one.
How do the GoPro cameras manage the size of the field? The field is quite a lot bigger than what a GoPro camera can catch.
No, each camera, we're using 2 cameras now, each camera covers the whole field.
Okay, let's join the players. Thank you so much. And now, please welcome Higher High.
Hello everyone, my name is Antonia and it's a real pleasure to stand here and actually talk about my idea because not that long ago I was sitting in the rows that you're taking now and I was listening to people that were presenting their ideas and I was wondering when will the time that I will actually be here and chase a real idea and I was wondering what is it like to be on the other side. So now I know what it is to be on the other side, and I can tell you that it's exciting. And I know that while I was in AUPG, some of the things I learned, some of the things I did, I remember I was thinking, how will that help me? And how would that one boring class I just survived help me in the real world? Well, honestly, almost everything you do here really helps. And even the patience you build while surviving that boring class helps you being patient with customers afterwards. So I'm here to present to you our project. It's basically an idea that plans to disrupt an industry, the recruitment industry in Bulgaria and then in other countries. Create a niche on the market and then take it, and be the first online recruitment marketplace in Bulgaria. Okay, so far sounds brave and unclear. That's good. So I'm not here to sell the idea to you. I'm here to tell you why are we so excited about it. First, it's a very simple idea, and it has the potential to optimize an entire industry. Second of all, I come from Bulgaria, and I'm used to having great ideas here that have been discovered in the US, went through Europe, and are here, and we love to say Bulgarians that yes, we're always the last ones to find out. Well, this time we want to do it now, and we refuse to wait, and we'll parallelly with developed countries have such a solution. So what am I actually talking about? This is HireHive BG. This is an online platform that will change the way that employers work with recruitment agencies, and of course that will reflect on final candidates that are being recruited. Let me illustrate to you what exactly is the problem that we are solving. Imagine that this is the industry of recruitment in Bulgaria. You can also see it there. And these are all the players on the market. That is companies that recruit and recruitment agencies that find the best candidates for these companies. As you can see, oh, I have a company that ran away. As you can see, we have a lot of players on the market, but they are limited. They don't have access to each other. Only those that are working on exclusive contracts. But this company here doesn't know that this recruitment agency here has the best candidate for them. And the recruitment agency doesn't know that the company is hiring. So what we needed to find was actually a solution that can optimize the market and raise all these limitations from it and allow for all players on the market to have access to each other and have a unique tool for business development. This is the problem we're solving. And now I want to ask my coworker Maria to explain to you in a very brief pitch what exactly is the problem, how it works from the standpoint of an employer. So please meet Maria.
Hello, meet Maria. She is a successful HR manager in her company and is currently facing an important task: to find the best candidate for newly opened vacancy. Until now, Maria had two choices: do it all by herself by posting multiple ads, receiving hundreds of CVs, calls and requests, review all this information, and potentially shortlist several candidates. Or work exclusively with a partner, which is most often associated with high fees, extensive deadlines, limited access to the talent pool, and does not guarantee satisfactory results. But now Maria has a new option, and this is HireHive, the innovative free online platform that allows Maria to set her own placement fee, minimizes the time it takes to fill a vacancy, and allows Maria to gain access to the true potential of the talent pool. Once in her profile at HireHive, Maria uploads her vacancy and sets the placement fee she is willing to pay to a recruitment agency for a successful hire. The vacancy is then visible to all approved recruitment agencies on the platform, with the contact details of Maria initially hidden to prevent unwanted cold calls. Interested recruitment agencies request to work on the project. Maria reviews their profiles and decides who to accept. The agencies engaged by Maria will submit their most suitable candidates for the vacancy. Maria reviews them and starts moving them through her recruitment process. For an impressively short time, Maria fills her vacancy with the best candidate. Maria is an innovative HR manager, and her recruitment tasks are no longer the headache she once knew. If you are an HR manager, visit our website HireHive BG and see for yourself that the recruitment industry is entering a new era.
Thank you, Maria. We launched this week at the annual HR Industry Fair in Sofia. So this is our third day since our birthday. And what we told all the HR managers that were present at the conference and that went to our stand is that now, with this platform, we have a target. And the target is to optimize the industry. This is in front of them. That our solution, once we reach the target, will make all the processes for them faster, more effective, and will help them hit their And one last thing I want to tell you guys is that we really value the opportunity to get your help on this. as well in the future, and maybe joining the team as well here as part of these classes. But we want this to be a win-win situation, because you are people that in the future will want to start something on your own. And we are people now that are going through this startup. So we want to be equally giving back. I mean, we want to share with you all the mistakes we make, all the ideas we have, and all the good decisions we make. So just use this, and use this first-hand experience from us, so that you have this idea once you start your own thing. We are here to help back as you are here to help us as well. So it will be a win-win-win situation, with the last win being the recruitment industry. Thank you.
Questions, please.
So, who are you looking for?
Looking for in the future for the company, or?
Well, at least part of this audience is taking the Professor Randon's class, Strategic Management, and we have to pick a company. And, well, could you please explain further? Well, okay. And companies are here to present and to find a person that match their needs. So what is the need of your company? Who are you looking for?
Well, the need is basically, because this is an innovation that is new to this market. I mean, this problem is present in all other economies, and there are similar or different solutions that are solving the same problem. But here it's the first thing. And there is already a balance in the industry of how recruitment agencies and employers actually work. So we need to challenge this. We need to change the way they work. I mean, there are benefits for both sides, but we need to show it to them. So what we are really looking for is people who can help us research the market, find the best ways to approach customers, and then the best ways to expand the business to other countries as well. So it's basically to introduce the idea and to manage to disrupt the industry as we plan to.
Great. Please, over there.
How much time did it take you to develop the whole idea, from the start when you had the idea to the launch 3 days ago?
This is a really good question. It actually took, let me see, around 5 months, I think. And what the process was is, we had the idea first. Then we found an amazing developer who just loves code, and code is his life. And he wakes up at 6 and does code till 12. So he managed to code the entire platform in a month and a half. Then we did the static website for 3 months before that actually. It took us longer than for him to build the software. And then the materials, the marketing materials. For example, the Flash video you just saw, because it turned out that it's pretty expensive to order such a video. Then I had to learn Flash in 2 days. I just downloaded all YouTube videos I could find. 1 day I was watching all those videos. 2nd day I was reading books. In 1 week I did the video. So as my first colleague said from Jobio, really you sit down and you do everything that there's 100 people in a corporate world that will do. So it was 5 months, but if you calculate it by 8-hour workday, it might be a year.
Please go.
How beneficial for the already established recruitment agencies to cooperate? Do you share the revenue, or how do you attract cooperation?
Well, the revenue model, just briefly to say how it is, because the platform is totally free for all users, because before there is a hire, because before the vacancy is filled. So once the vacancy is filled, the company has set their own fee. They pay fee to us, then we deduct 25% commission, and we pay the rest to the recruitment agency. So basically our target are middle to small to middle actually, recruitment agencies, because they have harder time to get to the market, because they are pressured by the big players. And they just love that there is such a place that you can go, and the vacancies are there, just get them, work on them, and get the fees. And for the companies, we're targeting middle to large companies, because currently they're working exclusively with recruitment agencies. There's a long negotiating process, the fees are high, and the agencies don't have really incentives to work fast, because they are on exclusive contract. They're getting the money anyway, so why should they be fast? Here, employers can work with many agencies, and the first one to submit the best candidate wins. So they have the competition now to actually do it fast.
Okay, let's thank Antonia for her introduction. Now, let's welcome our fourth startup presenting, Alvisa.
Well, this team has goals. Someone's a big fan of the Arrow TV series. So, hello everybody. My name is Yuri. I'm co-founder of Alvisa, which represents a social network for interactive knowledge sharing. Well, let's move straight to the problem. Well, what we see here is an old school library. Of course, reading books is not wasting time. But let's imagine that we need to find a particular book here. So that's a huge waste of time. And those days, when time is priceless, we don't want to lose it. So let's take a look at a modern type of library. Maybe you know that this is Amazon bookstore, okay? When you can browse millions of books and you can have them with a single click. That's what I call optimization. That's what we want to achieve. We want to optimize the learning process and make it fast and much more efficient. As I said, Alvisa is social network for interactive knowledge sharing. But let's take a closer look at the social process. What you do when you're reading an article in Wikipedia and you have questions.
A little bit more, we could more.
And that's it. Waste of time.
There is a discussion in
What you do in
Wikipedia.
Alvisa, you can ask directly the author of the article, and also your question goes to the whole community in the platform. That's our idea to force the communications between the users. Also, you're able to follow people with same interests like yours and build a community around yourself. Another interesting aspect of the articles is the rating system. Our smart rating system guarantees the quality of the articles because our rating system calculates the domain of knowledge of each person. So I'm a good programmer, and if I want to vote articles about the economy, my vote there will be weak. And that guarantees the objective of the rating of our articles. So I said interactive articles, and I will show you two examples of articles in Alvisa. The first one is 2.5D model of the human body. So you're able to click on each part of the body and receive an information about it. That's really cool because your brain is making strong associations with the content and remembers the content quickly. Another example is model of motherboard. So again, you can touch each component of the motherboard and get information about it. This is extremely useful when you never open your PC. Well, at this moment, we are trying to gather all the teachers and students at our platform and force the communication between them, because it will be really amazing if you can ask questions in the platform and the teachers from the whole country and someday all around the world can answer your questions. Well, at this moment, we are in private beta. We released a few months ago. We have more than 100 articles, and now we are building our global market strategy. So we are looking for investors and partners. Before I finish, I want to share some really fancy ideas about the future. Well, if you want to have interactive articles, we need to have extremely powerful article editor where to create it. So I want to give you the possibility to generate beautiful content with few clicks of your mouse and few sentences of your keyboard without wasting your time in additional formatting. Another interesting thing is the motivation. So everybody who is motivated will generate really beautiful content. So I want to give you the possibility to earn money by sharing your knowledge. Imagine what will happen and what will be your revenue if there are millions of people inside of this. Thank you.
We have time for questions, yes.
Why would someone like to join your platform, and why would someone care answering some random question that's posted?
Because of building a reputation, which is really important in the academic environment.
Please.
We made the mistake to start in Bulgaria, but soon we'll make a pivot and begin to expand, and the whole thing will be in English.
And how is an unknown platform going to help you build your reputation?
Well, as I said, if there are many people, like in this campus, you're interacting each day, you're taking lessons together and things like that. Well, if you can help your friends, also without being with them, so being with them virtually, it's going to build your reputation among your friends, and also, if you're good enough, you will produce high quality content, and you have a chance to help other people too.
How do you make money? What's the revenue model?
Well, the idea is connected with the last one. Well, I want to give possibility to you all to earn money. So the business model is like that. Well, you create the article, you set the price for it. Let's say it's $1. So someone here wants to buy your article. He buys your article, and we take a small commission from each transaction.
Okay, so who are your competitors? Who are your competitors? Because as far as I know, there's Khan Academy that provides a pretty average alternative, and Wikipedia. Are they your competitors, and
Google
how are you
Scholar.
going to be? Yeah, Google
Yes.
Scholar. And how are you going to be better than them?
Well, our competitive advantage is our models. Well, there is no platform with such kind of models describing the content. But you're right, yes, we are something between Wikipedia, Khan Academy, and something in addition, which are our models. And as I said, the future expansion of the platform and the future article editor will be something which is never seen before.
Please.
My question is actually about how to do the model. Is it the editor who do the model, or you have someone who you're trying to do the model?
Thank you. Well, at this moment we are building the models exclusively, but my dream is to build an editor which can turn 2D picture, normal picture, into 2.5D model. Well, we have the skills for this, but we need time and also we need investment to expand our language. So in future, if we take investment, it will be possible for everyone.
Okay, more questions?
I think a serious issue that you will be facing in the future is when you're trying to get skilled and knowledgeable people on board on the platform, especially Bulgarian high school teachers. So have you actually started dealing with this issue of technology adoption? Because institutions, even American ones, are so overcrowded with new technology that all say they're going to revolutionize the way that they're going to work. Have you actually started dealing with this issue for real? Actually getting knowledgeable, skillful people on the platform?
Yes, this is the biggest issue that we are facing. Now, I think that the money motivation in future will be the best motivation to generate content, to spend time in the platform, to share knowledge, to answer some questions, and also build reputation of yourself.
Why do you think that someone would like to pay for certain articles when literally everything is for free right now? Talking about
English, our articles are the best.
Who's going to decide that your articles
Encarta Encyclopedia was the best, and they had also Multimedia, but they failed just because the Wikipedia was free. So aren't you afraid to repeat the destiny of the Encarta?
No, I'm not, but we will also have free articles. So if you're a content creator and you like the open source, you'll be able to create free article in our platform. but if you're some kind of professional and you're uploading very, very big paper of work, so and you want to get some revenue about it, you will be able to do that also.
One last question, please.
Who is gonna check that your information is reliable?
We are going to automate this process. Now we are working on very, very complex algorithms which are doing that. Because it's too old school to have a few admins which are working on each article and checking is it correct, so the content is corrected. So we will automate this process.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, please welcome Deet.
My name is Manuela. I'm from Deet, here with my colleague Raleigh. Compared to the other startups I just heard about, we are in a more advanced stage. We've been working on our product for 18 months. And maybe you will wonder why it's been taking so long. Actually, we are already doing sales. So we are selling the product. We are in a more advanced stage. We actually just returned from demonstrations and sales in Romania yesterday. Why exactly it took us 18 months to get here? I will just give you a brief overview before proceeding with the platform. We actually started a team of 4 founders who had gone through a self-improvement process in Bulgaria and United Kingdom and decided to create a platform that would allow individuals to create challenges for themselves, for their friends, that would help them improve the quality of their life. So challenges that help them go beyond the comfort zone and do something for themselves. We decided to work on this aspect of the platform. We got investment, but at some point we saw that the content that was going in the platform was not what we wanted. It was more kind of a yellowish content, don't even want to touch yourself or eat a spoon of cinnamon, things like that. Moreover, the monetization was difficult, so we decided to pivot. This was a very difficult decision. We were very uncertain. We decided to focus on using challenges inside businesses instead. This way, companies can launch challenges to their employees and control the content. And at the same time, we will see those improvement results in AMP, something that we very much wanted to see in the platform. So this happened maybe 6-7 months after we started with the initial idea. We did a pivot. We went to the United States for 1 month. We met with companies of all sizes, like Google, VMware, small team building companies, anyone who was dealing with activities done in companies, inside companies. And this is how the final idea, what we have now, a platform for employee engagement. This is how it all works. So what is basically the problem with targeting? I'm not sure how many of you know what employee engagement is. Basically, an engaged employee spends every minute on his job pursuing goals that are aligned with goals of the organization. And latest surveys show that only 87% of employees in organizations are engaged. And this triggers huge productivity losses. You can see the cost of disengagement in several companies. So how do companies treat us? Most do not recognize this, especially, unfortunately, in Bulgaria. Others offer high compensation to at least temporarily suppress this disengagement. Others do sporadic team building events, eating and drinking once or twice a year. Or others do just measurements of the engagement, but no follow-up, or just maybe some training. So here comes Deet as a platform that offers an all-in-one solution. So first, which is most important, we give ready ideas for engagement activities. This is the first thing, that the biggest problem that most companies have. They figure out that there is a disengagement problem. They don't know what to do about it. So we give them ready ideas. Then we give them the platform to carry them out. So using Deet, companies can launch these ideas to their employees. They can carry them out. They can show results. Then you can measure engagement before and after challenges in Deet. And then you can generate reports. Of course, reports are vital to prove the cost management.
So here's an engagement formula that many engagement experts have come up with. So in order to engage an employee, you have to give him ownership, recognize, and reward, and do this regularly. So how does DEET work? How does DEET do all this? How does the engagement formula work? So first you have to figure out what kind of engagement aspect you want to focus on. It may be communication in your team, or ability to voice your opinion to your manager, or it may be, for example, ability to participate in the decision-making process of the company. So first you have to pick the aspect you want to work on. Then you can pick an idea from the catalog of ready ideas for engagement activities. These ideas are entirely taken from practice, created by engagement experts in Bulgaria and Canada. And these are ideas that they already tested and they are working. So picking an idea, you create a challenge in your brand and secure password-protected channel indeed. Here is, for example, a challenge created by one call center in Bulgaria. They got the reward of the best call center in Europe. So the challenge was create our employee code of ethics. So they wanted to involve anyone in creation of this code. So they wanted this challenge in the channel indeed. They send the challenge with just one click to all 600 employees in the company. The employees can submit their entry, so the most important principle they want to go in this code of ethics, using just 5 minutes. So this is minimum distraction for them in their working process. And at the end, based on all values received and based on voting and comments from employees, so entirely employee-based voting, the winning 10 principles to go into the code of ethics were selected. So we have here the 3 elements of engagement I mentioned about. The ownership, because the individual contribution, everyone is clear, transparent, and visible. Recognition, because we have voting, comments, leaderboard winners, and we have the rewards. They may be material rewards, points indeed that are later on rewarded by the company. So this is our business model, $1 per employee per month. We want to make the pay very affordable so everyone basically can use engagement activities indeed. And you can see that this is quite a fair price because surveys show that 5% increase in employee engagement increases the profit per employee quite a lot. What's our target market? It's medium and large businesses, mainly simply because in small businesses the engagement is not, this engagement is not that high because managers are closer to the employees. They can communicate, get feedback. So small companies are highly engaged. And of course tech savvy, meaning that we cannot reach manufacturing teams or people who are not using the product. And on the other hand, training companies, team building companies can use DEET, challenges in DEET to extend the impact of their training activities, to put the training skills that they taught their people about into practice. Our initial focus so far is European markets simply because we do not have the sales team to sell beyond Europe. This is our team, founders, and we have an engagement expert, very famous one from Canada on board, and also a sales expert in the United States. So what are the challenges we face? The biggest problem so far is selling. Of course, we tried selling by offering Skype demonstrations, by advertising on LinkedIn and so on, but selling to corporations and human resource people requires mostly live meetings. They want to see who you are, especially if you're from Bulgaria.
We're already eating on our Q&A time.
Okay, and long-term engagement. How do we engage people in the long run, at least for a year? So, if you're interested in engagement and in sales to corporations, we welcome you to reach me, and I'm sure we can find ways to collaborate. Thank you. Questions? Please.
I did 2 DEET challenges. Even though they were pretty cool, I felt engaged with the DEET platform, not with what I was doing, which was supposed to be studying. So my question is, do employees actually begin to be more engaged with what they're supposed to be doing, or are they more engaged in actually winning the points in the DEET challenge?
Can I answer that?
Yeah. Okay, well, we are supposed to measure whether your perception would show up in the objective data.
so we can not generalize out of your individual perception for the overall behavior.
Yeah, maybe it was good to give just let everyone know that we are running 3 challenges. 2 of them are already live with Vanetta and Milena and some students from the American University. The idea is to
They're all here.
all of them. All of them. Okay.
Well, we have Pavel Ezekiev, who, by the way, is sitting on our board. So please welcome Pavel to our session. Pavel has a question, please.
I'm literally sitting up. So there's a call center with 600 people, and they're paying you $1 a month. So they can end up spending $10,000 a year at some point, right?
Well, it depends. So the payment is based on the actual number of employees who are involved. So if you invite all 600 employees, but 400 join, they pay just for the 600. Yeah, for the 400.
But it becomes a big number over time. Call centers are very tricky people. Why would they stop paying you on 1-3 and do it on the internet?
Well, if they see results, they will keep paying. By the way, call centers are not that, they do have the budget. We also met one call center in
They're very
Romania.
cheap. They're very cheap. I own one.
Yeah, but the one that we met have the HR budget to do such engagement initiatives, and if they see results, they're very willing to spend the money. And this cost, by the way, is fairly low compared to who we have a competitor, a very close competitor, which are focused only on team building, not on all kinds of engagement activities, and their cost is $6 per user per month.
So we're taking one more question, if there is any. Please.
Why employees are going to be interested in spending their free time?
Well, they should not be spending their free time. This should be something that should be a rule. In order to involve your employees, they should know what's in for them in these initiatives. So it's very important to communicate at the beginning what's the goal of all these challenges. Then you should allocate time in their working time for them to complete challenges. This is very important. This is not something that they should do outside their working time. This is something that is important for the company. And if the company really wants to engage in this, they should let the employees know that, okay, you have 15 minutes from your time every week. Because challenges in the catalog take maximum 15-20 minutes. This is what managers say they can afford to allocate for one employee. 30 minutes per week. This is it.
Okay, thank you so much. Please help me now welcome Transmetrics.
Welcome. Transmetrics brings big data to cargo transport and good capacity utilization. My name is Asparo, and I graduated the American University a long time ago, in 1998. So the global cargo transport industry is 2 trillion euros, and half of that amount is spent transporting empty space with nothing inside. In addition to the staggering economic cost, it also produces carbon emissions, burns fossil fuels, and creates traffic jams. Most of the empty space is there because short-term demand for cargo services fluctuates a lot from day to day. One day there is a lot to ship, the next day very little. This is a picture of a real trade lane from one of our customers. Transport companies cannot predict how this is going to go on any given day. That's why they end up on average conflict. However, these fluctuations, they depend on a large number of external factors. Marta there, who is also an AUBG student, is digging it out right now. Some of them are obvious, like public holidays, people don't ship. Others are like weather, if it's hot, people drink more beer. They're really weird ones, like the amount of cocoa beans that are shipped depends on the political situation in the Ivory Coast, which is the biggest exporter. And you've gone even weirder than that. And the point is that if these are known, and we're in the age where everything is known, then future volumes become predictable. We have proven it already with one of our customers. We have actually achieved in a simulation to reduce the empty space from 47% to 18%. and increase the profit, the simulated profit of the real yet, by 300%. That's why we are at the moment in pilots with 3 companies to prove it, and then we are raising the seed round, productize the product, and sell it on a subscription basis. Our 3 customers are DHL, they are Global Air Network, which has over 200 planes, Agility Logistics, which is number 48 globally, and they have more than €1 billion revenue, and ECS, which is a 200 million company from Northern Europe. We're building a software as a service product where transport companies can load their shipping history correlated with the external data that we are gathering for them in order to predict where the empty space is going to be in the next 6 weeks so they can eliminate it before it happens. Our team is pretty large. We've been around for more than a year now. We have 4 people coming from AUPG, also Tim and Jafar there who are working on our marketing and sales. We have 2 PhDs in statistics, we have 2 brilliant programmers as co-founders and 1 brilliant salesperson. We have an advisory board which is staffed with really high-level people from the industry, former VPs of large companies who are helping us to open doors. And we are now working on our product. We'll start selling it somewhere in autumn. Our initial focus will be in Western Europe, Germany, Benelux, Switzerland, and then France and Denmark. Why? Because about 15 of the top 40 transport companies are there. It's a very big market, very easy to reach. And that's why I'm here actually, because we have 20 customers to which we'll try to sell at this market. But what we want is really very quickly go from our launch place to other markets. And this means actually, first option is go west, basically to the US. There we are sponsoring a project, I don't know where I should put it, with the University of California, Los Angeles. Basically where they'll do a market entry strategy for us. And the other option is go east, basically go into Asia, which is a huge market for transport. And that's where we want to have a project jointly with AUPG as part of your strategic management or marketing courses. And we are looking for students to join this project. So what will be the project? It will be a market entry strategy for Asia. Going east, basically. It has to be a pragmatic project. We are not interested in textbooks, examples and understanding how it works in general. We want to know, okay, you have to go first there and you need to go first there. If you look at it, basically one aspect is areas where we can do big sales and areas where we can do small sales, and then the other is low effort, high effort. So what we'll really be asking the students is to find those places where we can, for a low effort, do big sales. Find out exactly where we can make it big without really stretching ourselves too much, and we are sure that there are a few areas there. And of course we'll go to the other areas as well later on, but it's important to start from the good place. So, evaluation criteria for the project. First of all, how practical and valuable your findings are. The second thing is this a clear plan that we can start executing? So, do we know exactly where to start? Do we know exactly what to do? And the third thing is because actually we are now raising a seed round, and so far I haven't even announced it properly, and it's already full, which is good news. But we'll be raising an A round, which is probably 2 million next year, and I need this as one of the most important arguments for the investors, because the A round will be mostly about sales, and we need to convince them that basically we know how to sell, not just in a small market, but everywhere. And then the last thing is quality of specific leads, which companies to talk to, which events to attend, where we can meet companies, and so on. It will be a for real project. I just want to make a point. We had a really strong point about hiring AUPG students in the company. In my previous companies, we hired 3 AUPG interns in summer 2012. All were converted to employees after that. In Transmetrics last year, last summer, we hired 2 interns, and one of them is still working with us, Jafar, and we hired 2 full-time people from ex-AUPG. And if you get our attention here, you have a really good opportunity not just to design a good strategy for a company, but to be brought over to execute it after next year. So, why should you join us? Doing a startup is a pretty scary thing, and everyone can try it, but it generates like jumping out of a plane. with us, with a lot of experience in startups, it mitigates the risk. Not fully, people can still fall down, but it's much better basically when you're doing with experienced people. And you also will join a lot of people. We had an amazing fun last year. Just to show you a few pictures, this is us presenting at the Balkan Venture Forum. We made it to the finals. We got invited in Düsseldorf to the European Venture Summit, where we made it to the finals as well. It was just glory, but we are officially top 9 European startup there. Basically, this is us receiving the award. This is us at the Pioneers Festival, the top 8, Europe again, basically. And that's actually the secret reason why our CEO is full before it's announced, because we saw really a lot of investors there. They noticed us. This is us winning 30,000 euros at the German event. That was really the very important point why we are here, because we were running out of money, and that's one of the really scary things about startups. Sometimes you need a lucky break like this one in order to be able to continue. And this is just for fun, presenting at the Pilot Summit. There are things like that. So it's mostly a lot of hard work, but there are fun moments, and you should probably join it because of that.
Question over there.
You said you're planning to expand in sales of Asia. So exactly what kind of people are you looking for?
Well, mainly people who understand this market. So I'm less interested in the Bulgarian students of the program. Really great people who come from this region, who know how these markets work, who know how we should go about it, which is not how we should go about it in Bulgaria. Obviously, I mean, in my last company, we had the strategy of going to the real Asia, like Japan, China, and so on, through the Russian republics. And it worked very well, because people in these areas understand this. You go to these markets first, and then you're one step closer to going to China. Something like that will be logical in these cases.
Okay. And then?
I hope your car is half empty, because I'm sure you get a lot of people in your car on the way back.
You go. Oh, sorry.
I know you're listening. What type of investment does your client have to make to implement it?
It will be an expensive product. We're going to offer it on a subscription basis.
Not the price of the thing itself, but do they have to
they have to turn around their
insert
business.
into SAP or something? Do they have to make additional investment on top of the price of the product?
Yes, yeah, they have to do quite a lot. But it's their number one problem, so as long as we can hopefully solve it, their number one problem.
But is it transparent? What's a lot? Is it double your price, triple your price? What's the...
Yeah, in this project, basically the price which is paid to the company is about 20% of the total project, so it's way equal price. But that's just the way it is.
Okay, now you go.
Why don't you enjoy the profits on the Russian marketplace?
Well, it's because it's actually a world problem. But I've spent in my previous company selling for 1 year to the Russian transport market. And my feeling is that a lot of the companies, they are not interested in optimization, they are more interested in taking some money from nowhere and turning it into a real profit. I won't say the word. It changes motivation.
Okay.
But we'll go there.
More questions? Okay, thank you so much. And now, instead of me closing this event, it will be Marius who will pitch in front of you as he did with his eternity idea.
It was interesting because in the beginning, Vanetta told me, like, you shouldn't present in the beginning this thing because you're going to scare the shit out of these people. Bitches. But I'm scared like shit right now.
Should we turn the light on?
Yeah, I would be really. Okay, so I'm not going to show you this pitch. I'm going to tell you the story because this pitch is the PDF I'm sending to investors, so it's not good to show here. You shouldn't do slides unless you really have something important on the slides, and I don't have anything important there for you. And I'll try to do the exercises I would study the Pixar pitch for my company. So, once upon a time, let's imagine that we're in the future, far away in the future. Once upon a time, people were dying, and were being forgotten, most of them. Every day, people would die, their kids would remember them for a while, but in like 10 years, they would be forgotten. Everything they struggled to create, everything they thought, every song they wrote, every article they wrote, are getting lost, probably, and every photo they took or video are buried somewhere in a computer in the basement that nobody knows how to open or recover the files. And probably in 5 or 10 years, nobody thinks about us. Until, ideally, this product comes to life. What this product does, it's an online platform that you subscribe to. You give it access to everything that you create in the digital world, everything you want, like Facebook, Twitter, email, your personal files, your photos, your videos, your mobile phone, your Google Glass, when you're going to have one. And it will analyze all that stuff to try to find meaning. And then all this information will be accessible to you and future generations using a digital avatar that looks like you. I know it sounds creepy. And because of that, because you have access to this platform, you would be interested to make this avatar really be smart, really understand what the information that you created is about. So you will have like probably weekly conversations with him, trying to help him be more like you. So when you die, this thing preserves as much as possible of what you are for future generations. And because of that, people will be able to leave legacy to their children, to their grandchildren, to their grand-grandchildren, until finally we will be able to preserve like knowledge of entire generations, so that important information that probably I create, or you create during your lifetime isn't lost. And this is a big dream. This is like a very ambitious dream. I hope I will be part of the team that makes it become reality. And if you are interested in helping with this dream, I would need 2 things from you. First of all, we're right now looking for people who are excellent in artificial intelligence. And Bulgaria is a country with a lot of good engineers. So if you know anyone, because probably, I don't know if anyone who is like an AI person, but if you have like friends, stuff like that, tell them to get in contact with me. And the other thing, we're looking for a marketing intern to help us first with customer support, with media relations. We got like articles all over the world in CNN and NBC, Fast Company, and other big media. And we have already like 16,000 people who subscribe to the platform. We launched it, just the landing page was launched like 3 weeks ago. Okay. So if we're looking for one marketing intern, so again, contact me if you're interested, and I will tell you more about it. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for being here, for the enthusiasm, energy, and ideas that have been shared. There is a modest cocktail just outside these doors, so please use the opportunity to talk to the startups, to discuss your ideas, and make up your mind about which challenges are you taking starting next Monday. Thank you.